Hey, what's going on? We just got back from the what?
The Renaissance Fair.
The Bristol Renaissance Fair.
My favorite.
For the record, born and raised in Chicago, I've never heard of this before.
Which is just impossible. Like there's billboards and advertisements. And
I've never heard of it. And you are like living for this era.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, so
like this is my favorite.
Before we get to our review, Kenzie got booked from Q101. It's like a station appearance.
Yeah.
So she had to go to this thing, right? So I'm thinking, that's definitely what you love, the whole Renaissance, medieval stuff.
Yeah.
That's not my thing, but I'm thinking it's a work thing for you. Baby, have fun, do your work thing. I'm going to Wrigley Field for the Cubs game, and you were not happy with that suggestion.
Because they're giving us free tickets to the fair with like a personal guide
right.
and all these experiences, and even the work things from 11 to 1.
Right.
I wanted to continue to do the fair after.
Right, right.
I would have preferred to not walk around by myself.
Well, you had your radio partner, and so I thought, honestly, I don't want to be in the way. Like, I love going.
That's such a lie. You just wanted to go. Don't make this. I don't want to be in your way because I love when you're around me.
Okay.
And I prefer when you're around me.
So,
and you're aware of that.
All right. So I did not go to Wrigley Field tonight, and the Cubs, by the way, they won huge. Bellinger hit a grand slam. I mean, I'm glad I wasn't there. I'm really glad I wasn't there on a beautiful. But for real.
Why would you say that?
No. So my first experience at a Renaissance fair, I had no idea what to expect. This was mind blowing. There are a lot of people like you that live for the Renaissance fair.
Yes, it's a big deal.
We saw that.
And it's so immersive. Like you literally step into a different world. It's so fun.
Yeah. So you told me it was in Bristol at first, and so
all I said is we're going to the Bristol Renaissance Fair.
So that's what I said. I Googled Bristol, Illinois, and it's like an hour away. So I'm like, all right, whatever, we're gonna go. It's like an hour away. And then my mom actually told me, I think it's in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I'm like, what? There's a Bristol, Illinois. Thank God we didn't go there because this Bristol Renaissance Fair is in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the complete other way from our house.
I just told you it's the Bristol Renaissance Fair.
All right.
That is the name of it, and that's all I shared with you.
So we park, and honestly, from the second you get out of your car, you are in the Renaissance period. People are like, my girl is in a crazy costume. People are in costumes. Like, I mean, and like mushroom head hats. And
okay, so the thing about the Renaissance Fair is it's not just medieval wear.
Right.
It's where fantasy rules, okay?
Right.
So you see fairies, you see creatures, you see mushrooms. So people really, it's more of a cosplay experience for anything to do with like kind of like medieval forest fantasy.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Which I love. I get to see your face.
I thought there was
it's my favorite.
I thought there was a pocket of people that check for this like you do, but this festival goes for like
all like into September.
9 weekends, something like that.
Yeah.
It's the biggest festival of Renaissance, like maybe ever. I don't know. I mean, for real, like it's really of all time. It's the biggest. No, but honestly, so again, this is not my thing. But going to this thing, I can see why you like it so much because you truly are like transported to a different era, to a different time, and everything from the food to the performances to the people are all from that era, which you do love.
And the food and stuff is so good.
Yeah, it was good. But what's the one food you had?
I got a big pickle.
Oh yeah, but okay, the spicy
pickle.
So this is funny. So I see pickles, like big. She loves pickles.
I love pickles.
We're walking by the pickle stand. I go, babe, you want a pickle? She's like, oh my god, I will love. So then I go over there and I go to Kenzie. It's like a joke. I'm like, do you think they have Apple Pay? Wink, wink, because like they only have
everything's in cash.
Yeah,
it's old school.
So they wouldn't have Apple Pay back in the Renaissance period. So I go to the.
Thank you for clarifying.
I go to the pickle stand and I'm like, one apple, please. I go, I mean pickle. The girl looks at the sign. She goes, we only have pickles here. And
well, it was a big sign. The stand's very small, and it says pickles on the front. Right. And he walks up and asks for an apple, and she goes, we have pickles.
Right.
Like, she looked like she didn't know what to do with it.
And then I'd explain to this girl, I'm like, yeah, but I had a joke earlier about Apple Pay. You guys aren't having it. And she was like, stoic. She just did not think it was funny, and was like, we only have pickles.
What flavor of pickle would you like?
So you had a spicy pickle. Was that
I
good?
had a spicy. So they had dill, garlic, or spicy. I asked her what was best. She said spicy.
Yeah.
It was the best pickle I ever had.
That's what you said, of all time, right?
I was just in pure bliss. I got a huge pickle, and then we went and watched the jousting.
Yeah.
And we got, like, the exclusive seating where the king and queen get to sit.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in this great, area in the shade, watching jousting with the world's best pickle. Yeah. I was just so excited.
And these jousters were awesome. I guess it's a family, and they kind of travel around the world jousting.
My God. So, it was the dad, his twin sons, the daughters, the host of it.
Yeah.
This family full-time travels and jousts.
They're jousters.
And, they're lancers.
I'm a Lake Park Lancer.
Yeah,
but
you should have done
anyway,
that.
so I go to get a water because my girl was thirsty. I
After
go to
the pickle.
And yeah, after the spicy pickle, you get thirsty. So I go and I gotta say, sign of the day. This girl who, like Kenzie's wearing right now was, wearing
well, everyone's
something.
in corsets.
Yeah, corsets. So it kind of pushes things up a little bit. She has a sign on her tip jar that says, "Stop looking at my tips." And it was awesome. I was like, that's very creative.
You talked about that sign the entire day.
It's a really, really good sign. So I wanted to take a picture of it, but I was afraid you would be mad because the girl was pushed up, and I thought you'd be like, "Why are you taking a picture?"
Why are you talking about the girl so
Because
much?
I'm saying why I didn't take a picture of it.
You like the sign is nothing. You can just set the sign.
Okay. Anyways, so awesome A+ sign. But yeah, it was a really, really cool experience. Again, this is more your thing than my thing, but I can understand why people do love it, why people like it. It's kind of
cool. It's such a unique experience. You're not getting this
right
anywhere else. You have to go to a Renaissance Fair.
It's kind of like I'm a diehard Cubs fan. Going to a Cubs convention in January is all Cubs everywhere. That's more my thing. This is more like your thing.
Sure.
And I want to say I'm really glad I was not at Wrigley Field today for the Cubs winning 10-3 and Bellinger's grand slam.
Everything we do.
I'm glad I wasn't there.
We do all this stuff for you all the time.
And honestly,
all this stuff we do for you all the time.
All jokes aside, that is why I went with you, because you do a lot of stuff with me that I like to do. This was definitely your thing, and I'm glad I was there to support you. And by the way, she threw balls, like baseballs, at plates, and she broke one of the plates with the ball. I was like a proud husband. I was like, I taught her well.
It was kind of like baseball was there, if you think about it.
Again,
it was very similar to a baseball
game. If I couldn't have been at Wrigley, I'm glad I was at the Bristol Renaissance Fair.
It was my favorite day.